Now been joined by Elliott Sadler, driver of the number one main financial Ford in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And Elliott, we'll just open up with Richmond's your home track. We know you always love coming here, but what makes racing at Richmond so special to Elliott Sadler?
Well, it's I definitely love coming to Richmond. It's a place that I came here as a kid for many years, back when it was the third race of the year, and sometimes it snowed, sometimes it was cold, but we spent a lot of time in the grandstands here, and so to be able to come back years later and be able to race at a place you visited as a kid makes it very special. I'm like 45 minutes here from the racetrack to my front door at my house, and it's definitely a very special place. I've had, not only my brothers race here, a couple of my other family members, a couple of my uncles and stuff raced here back in the day when it was a half-mile track, so it's a neat racetrack. It's a fun racetrack. It's a very unique 3/4 mile D shape. We don't have anything else like it, and that's what makes it special to be so close to home.
And also, Elliott, you're sporting a green paint scheme this weekend. You had a really fun event that you helped host last night. Tell us a little bit more about how you spent Thursday night in the community.
Well, we've had Earth Day. On Wednesday we got Arbor Day today, planting a tree, and my sponsor, One Main, does so many neat things, and this is another one. They've definitely made a huge initiative the past couple of years to really go green, and they've got linked up with the National Forest Foundation, where they've committed to plant over 1 million trees in the next 4 years. They're planting 200,000 this year in Montana, which is right at the northern tip of Yellowstone, and can't thank One Main enough for doing that. And NASCAR set such a great example with this Going Green initiative, and the things that we do as a series I think is pretty special as a sport, and it's neat to have a sponsor kind of following in those same footsteps and doing what they can for the environment. We did it last year. We planted a tree down by the James River, and we decided this year to do something a little different for the fans. They can enter a contest and kind of get more involved with them, and we brought some food and did kind of like a outdoor barbecue and planted a dogwood tree, which is a Virginia state tree, here in Chesterfield at a lady's house. So to me, that was pretty cool to be able to get the fans involved like that. So can't thank One Main enough for kind of putting all this together. I wish I could take credit for it, but they put it all together. And me growing up as an outdoorsy kid, fishing and hunting and kind of living in the outdoors and the environment, it's pretty special to have a sponsor that will run a green car like this here at Richmond, close to home.
And I heard you guys also brought the show car, and that was pretty popular in the neighborhood last night.
Yeah, I don't know if they got in trouble with that or not. Having a race car in the front yard, started up with engines. I think the neighbor beside us, dog, maybe got a little excited. But I think that was cool. That was kind of a surprise. She kind of knew we were coming to plant a tree and knew I was bringing some food. They had no idea the show car was going to show up in their front yard. So that was special. But look, guys, you know as well as I do, this sport's built on fans. And, we try to go the extra mile to bridge that gap between, myself and our race fans. And we feel like we did that yesterday and with a great cause behind it.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for Elliott. If you have one, please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation, and we'll start in the back with Sean.
Elliott, Sean Robertson, CBS 6 here in Richmond. Two-part question. Number one, how do you think the first year has gone under Roush? And secondly, how important will it be for you to get that first win under Roush here at your home track?
Well, we're always, wanting to get a win, and you always want to get that first win to kind of make things happen. Very comfortable with my team, and we got a lot of good guys on our race team. We feel like we're getting better each and every week, or all of our teams are. We'll study climbing up the points ladder, which is good, but we got to do some better things moving forward as far as, some good adjustments. We got to do a little better from practice to race and things like that, but definitely getting our cars faster each and every week, and that's what we have to do. No testing this year, so we're learning on the fly a lot, and this Ford Mustang's new to me. It's new to my crew chief and stuff like that. So we're learning it together. So, but we're definitely making gains, man. I'm very excited where we're going to be and the stuff we got coming down the pipeline, especially starting in probably the end of May, beginning of June. We got some pretty cool stuff coming. So we keep getting our stuff better each and every week. We'll have ourselves in contention here pretty quick.
All right, we'll go to Tyler next in the back. Thank you.
Hey, Elliott, Tyler Burnett, MRN. What's the strangest or craziest thing you've seen in the Talladega infield?
I don't think that's for this time or place, to be honest with you. I mean, that's a great question, and I've seen some cool stuff in the Talladega infield, but I think that's where it needs to stay, is in the Talladega infield, and we'll leave it at that. I've seen some neat stuff. I mean, people are definitely creative, but man, race fans, you want them to have fun, and Talladega has that niche of everything going on the inside of the track. So, I think that's if you want to have fun and do something different, man, go down Talladega Boulevard and check things out. But it used to be way more fun before camera phones came. I will tell you that. That's kind of calmed everything down a lot in the last 10 years.
All right, we'll come up here.
Michael Phillips, Richmond Times-Dispatch. They're forecasting rain tomorrow night. How do you guys adjust to that as a crew and prepare for that?
Not going to bother me a bit. I'll be at home tomorrow night. So that's up to you guys to talk about. So, we'll race tonight, and the weather looks good for tonight. Tomorrow, I guess rain is in the forecast, but John Berdier, he misses it sometimes up here in Richmond too. So hopefully if it comes, it'll come late or it'll come early, and it'll be okay by race time. But, a lot of times in the last 5 years, I've seen people tweeting that, 80% chance of rain. There's no way we're going to race. This is not going to happen. And you know what? Somehow we always end up racing. So I'm going to be optimistic tomorrow that some of my friends are throwing me a surprise birthday party tomorrow night that I'm not supposed to know about, and we were going to have the party and watch the race, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. So we'll see how that turns out. Well, I kind of wanted to do something like go out to eat tomorrow night, and I kept pushing my buddies to go out to eat, and they kept making up excuses. And then finally I was like, well, I'm going with or without y'all. And then finally I was like, no, you can't. We're having a surprise birthday party for you. So I found out about the surprise that way. So I found out moving forward, if you think people are throwing some a surprise for you, start acting like you're not going to be in town, then you'll find out.
Okay, we'll go back to Chris, please.
Chris,
What's up, Chris?
Hey, Elliott. Wasn't it Phil Gold's birthday this week, too?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, so
both of us. My brother, too. My brother today, too. Yeah.
So it's like a
It is. We all have the same goal in mind for a birthday present. So hopefully we can make that happen.
Yeah. Speaking of that, last month you told me that you felt like you guys' program was a little bit farther behind than what you anticipated. Are you guys making progress in that? And then, you're going to Talladega next week as the defending race winner.
Yeah. Chris, we're way better today than we were a month ago on a lot of the stuff that we're doing to our race cars. We're going to be way better in a month than we are now. One thing I found out at Roush Fenway, they've made a huge investment to make all of our cars better. They got some new generation cars that they're trying and testing and stuff now for the Cup races, and some of that stuff will trickle down to us. But a lot of time, money, and effort has been put in our program here the last month. But, you can't flip a switch. I wish you could. I wish you could flip a switch like a light switch and you could put it all on the racetrack, but it just doesn't work that way. There's a lot of parts and pieces when you're building stuff new that have to go together to get it all to work on the racetrack. So definitely further along than we were a month ago, and next month we'll be even better yet. So hopefully we're going in the right direction. Yes.
Any final questions for Elliott? Okay, we'll come up to Stan.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Actually, two questions, Elliott. Number one, what did your team find this morning in the sole practice for this race that you think will be beneficial for you? And secondly, this is a place that you and your parents, you always came with your parents to this place. Is your mom and your dad here this weekend for you?
Yes, my mom and my dad are here, and which makes it special. It's a close racetrack, so they're at their age, they can still come and enjoy this racetrack. To Richmond, Goodyear brought a new tire this weekend for us. So the biggest thing we were learning this morning was what this new tire wants. But one thing I like about Richmond, the tires really fall off here. Your car really changes a lot on the long run. So a lot of guys you'll see will be really fast on restarts, but sometimes slow down a lot through a long run and vice versa. So we were trying to find that happy medium this morning. My car was really good on the long run, but if you have one of those late cautions, we're going to be in trouble. So we tried to make my car a little bit faster on the short run. We kind of saw it last year with the Cup race with Logano. In the Cup race, he was flying on restarts. It can fly for about 25 or 30 laps, then fall off, but he hit it just right. So we kind of in that same picture. We want to try to get my car a little faster to begin another run.
Any final questions for Elliott? Elliott, thanks for your time today, and we wish you best of luck tonight.
Before I leave, I want to thank a lot of you guys. I follow a lot of you guys on Twitter, and some of the things you guys posted and said about Steve Burns and his family this week, I think hit home with a lot of people. So I appreciate all you guys that kind of talked about Steve and his legacy and what he meant to this, to the sport. It means a lot to a lot of us that have been friends with him a long time. So I wanted to pass that along to everybody.